Hey guys, it was a beautiful day in Arizona today, about 70 degrees, just perfect. Days like today are why you live in Arizona. The dogs are fired up. I've got the leash in one hand, or leashes, I should say, and the handlebar in the other. And I wanted to talk about something that really hit me last night. Kristi and I went to our favorite Mexican restaurant. We've been going there about once a week for about 20 years. We've seen servers come and go. We've watched our kids grow up there. It's kind of part of our life rhythm. Pre-COVID, I think it was about 20 to 25 bucks for both of us to eat there. And it was the cheapest date night we could find, and we just grew to love the place because that was where we felt comfortable, and they had good food to boot and good chips and salsa, which is a big deal at those Mexican restaurants. But last night we met a young waitress named Alexa. She was super sharp, super kind, hardworking. And at one point she said something that struck me. She said, "I feel like I'm in debt slavery." We got to talking to her, and she said that, into our conversation. But that's a heavy statement. She's 28 years old, college degree, works a 40-hour office job during the week, and then works 2 waitress jobs on the weekends just to keep up. She mentioned her car loan had a 28% interest rate. She was in credit card debt, clothes she didn't need, vacations she couldn't afford, normal stuff people do in their early 20s. She said it was fun at the time, but now she's paying for it, literally. And here's what really struck me. The younger generation gets a bad rap, I think. But most of the 20 and 30-year-olds I've met, they're grinders. They're not afraid to work. The American spirit is alive and well, but they're also the first generation that grew up with 24/7 marketing. We're talking phones, notifications, algorithms, ads listening to conversations, buy now, pay later, upgrade, flex, travel, look rich. It's constant dopamine and constant pressure. And credit is easier than ever. That combination is dangerous. The Bible said thousands of years ago, the borrower is slave to the lender, and that's in the book of Proverbs. That wisdom hasn't aged one day. Debt limits your freedom. It limits your choices. It limits your peace. Now Kristi and I were talking to Alexa about our story. We told her we had kids in our late teens and early 20s. There was no margin. There was no treat yourself. There was no upgrading cars. We were paycheck to paycheck for decades, living with hand-me-down furniture from our parents. And honestly, that may have been a gift. We didn't have the option to live beyond our means. I remember company reorgs, layoff rumors, the 2008 financial crisis. The company I worked for cut everyone's pay 15% across the board instead of laying people off. That was a blessing, because I couldn't imagine losing my job with 4 young girls and a mortgage. Fear has a way of sharpening your discipline. We saved because we had to. We avoided credit cards because we had to. We lived below our means because we had to. And here's the thing, we still had fun. Library days, public pool days, packed sandwiches and drinks, zoo days, bring your own lunch, park birthdays with homemade cake, blockbuster movie nights, no cable TV for 15 years, just the antenna. Today that might mean canceling Netflix, Paramount, Disney maybe. We had our dance parties in the living room, birthday parties at the park, homemade decorations, simple stuff. And those are the memories our girls still talk about. Not fancy vacations, not luxurious cars, not big parties. Just time together. Now, if you're in debt, here's the model I'd recommend. Step 1, stop the bleeding. No more new debt. Cut up the credit cards. You can actually put them in a coffee cup and fill it with water and put it in the freezer, if that helps. Step 2, build a small emergency fund, $1,000. Just enough so you don't have to run back to the credit cards. And speaking of zoo days, there's an old picture of the girls of the zoo. And there's another one of a dance party. That's funny. And then here's a public pool day. That's awesome. Good memories. Step 3. Back to the conversation. Step 3, debt snowball. List debts smallest to largest. Pay minimums on everything. Attack the smallest one with intensity. Then roll that payment into the next biggest debt. Momentum matters more than math early on. Step 4, increase income. Side jobs, sell stuff, cut expenses hard. I know a buddy of mine has an Uber as a second job. He loves it. Temporary pain, but permanent freedom. Step 5, once debt free, build 3 to 6 months emergency savings, then invest. Not to look rich, but to build freedom. I'm not saying don't enjoy life. I'm saying don't mortgage your future for it. Alexa said something else that stuck with me. She said when she was younger, she didn't think about her future self. That's wisdom right there. Every financial decision is a gift or a burden to your future self. Kristi and I didn't do everything right, but we avoided bad debt. And that decision changed our entire life trajectory. Freedom feels better than flexing. Peace feels better than impressing people. And you don't need fancy cars, designer clothes, or big parties to live a meaningful life. You need margin. You need discipline. You need gratitude. And honestly, you need to turn down the noise. It's 70 degrees outside, blue sky here in Arizona. We have no car payment stress, no credit card stress. That's wealth. If you're in debt, don't feel shame. Feel urgency. You can get out, but it takes intensity. And if you're young and watching this, don't dig the hole in the first place. Your 40-year-old self will thank you. All right, guys, that's today's dog run. I hope you got something out of this video. Drop a comment if you're working toward being debt-free or if you've already made it. Or if you have any questions, I'd be glad to help answer. And if this helps someone, share it with them. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next run. Belle, stop drinking that, buddy. You don't want to drink that chlorine water.